Hey, CI's family, it's good to see you all. I wish I could be there to see you in person there with you. But as you know, we are in the process of finding a new lead pastor. And last week and today, I am speaking to you via video. I'm really sorry. I wish really I could be there physically to be with you. And as Steve, my favorite big man, has probably announced already, I became the new lead pastor. So thank you for all your support. I also thank search committee and preparation committee and you guys. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much. I like to share some of the things that I kind of learned like last 11, 12 months as a final candidate. As I became the final candidate, nobody was like teaching me what to do, how to do it. There was no like how to become a lead pastor 101. So I wasn't really sure what to do. And I was like wondering, I mean, what are we really supposed, where are we supposed to be really going? I know it's a lead pastor. So pastor who leads, where do I lead you guys to, right? Recently, I saw interesting kind of joke. I like to. I'll read it for you guys. It goes, "I run every day for 15 minutes. If I miss a day, I add 15 minutes to the next day. This has truly been a game changer." And it goes, "Tomorrow I'm supposed to run for 3 months." You got that joke? You did, right? So he got all this amazing plan. Like if I miss a day to run, next day I'll run extra, right? Plan sounded great. It was game changer, but now he's got 3 months to run because he has run at all. Sometimes plans work like that, and I think we are kind of like that too. Like, where are we going? Where should CIC grow strong? Which area? We can grow strong in like our finances. Well, I can go like, hey, CIC, I want you to give more to CIC so that we can more money in our church bank account. We can grow stronger in financial side, or we can go stronger in like programming. Like we can come up with all different kinds of programs, and I'll say like, I want you to join these programs, participate in these programs, get stronger in programming. And then I'll look at the Bible passage John chapter 13 verse 34 to 35. It goes like this. John 13:34 to 35. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. You also are to love one another. By this, it goes, all people will know that you are my disciples if you have love for one another. Jesus is giving one direction, one order, one commandment. There's one thing. I know there are a lot of things out there you can do, but there's only one thing I ask you to do. CIC, you and I, we are Jesus followers, right? We're disciples of Jesus. We're a church. So what Jesus is telling his disciples here in Gospel of John can be applied to all of us too. So what does he say? What does he say we have to grow stronger in? He says we got to grow stronger in loving one another. Love. Yeah, we can be good at all kinds of other things, but one thing that we gotta be really good at is love. But loving is hard. Loving is extremely hard. I mean, you probably, I've been married for 20 years. Sometimes I find myself loving the spouse of mine, my wife, if it is fullest. Sometimes I feel like, oh, I don't know if I can love that part of that lady, right? And she must feel the same way about me too. Even the person you chose, like this is that person I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with. It is extremely hard for you to love that person fully, right? Even your own children, you get your own children, you go like, okay, now I can love this child, my son, my daughter, unconditionally. Impossible. You see that all those flaws in them. You see that there are parts in their lives you feel like unlovable. So like, I'm supposed to love these little kids, But I don't know if I can do that because loving his heart. Here, Jesus is saying, there's only one thing I want you to do. That's love. And all those people around you, by this, when you love, they will know you are my disciples. They will know you are my church. But it's impossible for us to love fully. How can we do that? Uh, like I said earlier, as I got appointed to be a new lead pastor candidate, I was looking for like more instructions or guidelines, but there was none. In our church network, I was the first person who got appointed to be a next lead pastor, so there was no resource, nothing. And Pastor John's been too busy to teach me how to do it. Like I said, there was no how to become a lead pastor 101 class. It was hard for me to find the thing that I need, the experience, the core thing. But 6 months ago, I told you this story a little bit. In our Seoul church, there are actresses from Theater Street, Daejeon, attending our church. And they're excited about our church because our church was more welcoming to the unchurched people. And they were like, I have a lot of unchurched actress friend. I want to invite them to this church. So they invited a lot of their friends, and many of them became our church family. So all those good things were happening. But one day, years later, they came to me and said, "Hey, Pastor Sunny, we love we love our church. That's great. We're welcoming those people, unchurched people. But one thing that we found kind of as an obstacle is that we gather on Sundays. And we work on Sundays. We actors, actresses, we work on Sundays because there's shows on Sundays. So they were saying, why don't you come to our Theater Street and start a church on Monday so that all my actress friends, they can come." I'm like, okay. So I say yes to them. And we've been doing that for the last 6 months. We started with 2 people. Now we got like 50. Even last week, we got 40 people gathered. And they're so excited about this church. They start bringing their friends, inviting their friends. But what really impressed me, I was like, wow, Sunbae, our guy, is excited about this church. So everywhere he goes, when he goes work and shooting a movie or anything, he was like telling his colleagues, saying, "You know what? We have amazing thing has happening at this church called Monday Church, and I want you to come." They're excited. And they come, they share their lives. I'm like, what's going on here? And every time, one other thing that I found interesting is that every time I saw them, I was like, they were lovely. I know. It's maybe it's an awkward thing to say, but they were lovely to me. So I was like thinking, maybe because they're professional actors and actresses, they are supposed to be lovely, okay? But later I realized that they are lovely to me because we are all in this grace together. All these people who gather in this gathering, they're not supposed to be really friends to each other. Maybe some of them are even competing in their field. Yet when we gather, we do see each other lovely. Why? Because when we gather, we share our lives, and we see that though our lives are so incomplete, our Jesus is with us, and His love for us is real, and nobody can take that away from us. So we believe that. So as we abide in His love, we even see each other lovely. If you see this, John 13, verse 34 and 35, Jesus says, only one thing I want you to do. I want you to love one another. But we all know love is hard. How is it even possible? So He says this, as I have loved you. As I have loved you. Which means, it can mean like this is a direction, in the flow that I've loved you. I want you to love one another in the same direction. It can be a direction, okay? But I see the bigger thing, which is, as I have loved you, as long as you remember that I loved you, as long as you realize that you're in this love that I have for you, as long as you are deeply, deeply surrounded into this love that I have for you, you should love one another. Which means when we see ourselves, when we find ourselves amidst of His grace, then loving one another is possible. Why? Not we can't love one another on our own, with our own ability or personality. No, so broken. We are so not, we're so inadequate. But with His grace, when we are deeply surrounded by His grace, then by the power of the grace, maybe we can love one another. So as a church, CIC, I want you to do the same. I want us to do the same. As your new lead pastor, I'll do my best. I'll pour out everything that I have for all of us to taste and see that amazing grace of our God has for us. And as we see that, as we taste it, with that power of love and the work of Holy Spirit, will love one another. And we'll carry that love even outside of church to the people in our lives. So, church, let's love. Recently, I saw a photo. I thought it was a funny photo, and you may not like it, like all those jokes that I had for you guys previous years. Because in a Kenya government hospital, a patient was x-rayed and was told that there was a live cockroach in his chest. You will have to go to Singapore for treatment. The patient went to Singapore and was told that, and what he heard is this: the cockroach is not in his chest, but inside the x-ray machine. You get that? This person got x-rayed, and in that x-ray, he saw the cockroach in the chest, and like, you got to go to Singapore. But when he went to Singapore, there's no cockroach there. Why? Because it was in the machine. In the same way, we say love. We go like, when we look at Bible, we're like, oh, you see, there's love in us. But when we go home, we see that it's not there. It's not in us. Why is that? Because it was in the Bible. When we're looking at the Bible, love was in the Bible. When we're reading it, we thought it was in us too. But it wasn't really in us. It was in the Bible. When we go to the real world, our lives, our own lives, we go like, where is it? Love kind of works that way in our lives. And Jesus is saying, you know what? As I have loved you, this kind of love that I have for you got to go everywhere with you. When you do that, when you carry this love with you, you will love one another. How can we believe that then? How? Recently, I experienced something unusual. I was on the way to Seoul to go to one of our churches in Seoul. I was in KTX. And 1,000 times I took KTX. But I never experienced this before. I saw the sign, announcement coming out saying, is there any doctor in the train? Is there any nurse? There is a patient emergency situation happening. We want you, if you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, we want you to come. Car number 2. I was in car number 3. I'm like, what's going on? I never seen this even in the airplane. I'm like, on the train? Wow. And I saw people running around, I'm like, wow. And even more interesting thing happened, which is our train, our KTX is supposed to go to Seoul Station straight. But the announcement came out saying, due to the given situation, this patient in emergency situation, we will stop at Yeongdeungpo, so before Seoul Station. So the train stopped, and the patient, the emergency situation got carried out. And we all waited. And the announcement came out, sorry about inconvenience. Sorry for inconvenience. Due to the given situation, our train got delayed by 30 minutes. But I noticed that nobody was complaining. Nobody stood up and saying, I don't get it. Why do I have to waste my time because that person that I don't even know? Nobody said that. Everybody waited. Whole train waited for that person because that person was going through a difficult time. And not just the whole train. Well, around the time when we was getting near to Seoul Station, there was another announcement was saying, if there's anybody who's late for the interview, late for the job interview, college entrance interview, if if you're in that situation, we can give you the notes, official notes saying, since this thing happened and this person is late, because, not because he's lazy, but the person was late because this happened. We'll give you the official note that will prove that you were not lying. I'm like, wow. You see, not just the whole train waited for this person, but whole society, you know. When a company and a college even they see this person who's late for the interview, but the person gives the official note, like saying there was an emergency situation. They're like, okay, then you're excused. That's what's happening. That's what's expected to happen. Not just the whole train, the passengers in the train, but everybody, whole society is expected to wait and take that as an excuse. Wow, just for one person. When we say loving one another is hard, and Jesus is saying, you know what, as I have loved you, you know, the way I loved you, when you remember that, then you love one another. What is that way? It's not the whole train waiting for you. It's not the whole society can take it as an excuse. You know what? I gave up whole world. I gave up whole universe. I gave up my one and only son just for you. When you see that and it's fullest, when you feel that in your heart, it's fullest. When you take that in your life as who you really are, and your perspective changes forever. And you and the work of the Holy Spirit, you'll see each other. Wow, I'm so not lovable, but God loved me anyway. By going through unthinkable sacrifice. And looking at you, the person I cannot really love you. I want to see you with the God's heart. Then we love one another. So CIC, my beloved church, I love you guys. You're so lovely, every single one of you. But that's possible because it's not because I'm a good person. I'm an okay person, but I'm not like a person who loves everybody. But since we are all we're all tied in His grace. We're all so lovely to each other, and I want you to experience that amazing love that He has for us. And I want this church to be church of love. Now I'd like to invite you to the prayer. I want you to have a little time of prayer and reflection. Now let me ask you a question. Is there somebody you really want to love but can't love? Is there somebody you feel like this is the person I have to forgive? This is the person I have to love. This is the person I have to serve. But you feel, but my heart can't really accept that person due to any reason. I want you to have this honest conversation with God. Maybe you don't really share this with anybody, even a person who's close to you. But I want you to have that conversation with Him, with God. God, you told me to love that person, but I can't. I want you to say that. But as you pray that, as you say that, I also want you to hear His whisper to your heart. He must be saying this to you. Hey, listen, I know you have you're having a hard time to love that person, but I want you to look at my love for you first. What kind of love that I have for you first? As I have loved you, this love, I want you to look at it first. And then He will probably touch your heart and my heart with the grace and love from the cross. And you can trust me in this love. And I also want you to pray for me. Please pray for me that God may equip me with the things that I needed to be your new lead pastor. I am short in every area of my life to meet the expectation to be your new lead pastor. But I need your prayer. So I need your prayer. Please pray for me. Pray that I may become a more loving pastor. Loving leadership. I want that too. That's what I need. I also want you to pray for this church, CIC. Please pray that this church, CIC, become the church of love that has that amazing love God has for us, but at the same time, for each other, and then for the people away from God. Please, would you please pray with me? Let's pray.